to give a brief report of ABBS.
Most respected Mr. Justice Lakshmi Narayan, Learned Additional Solicitor General of India, Madras High Court, National Guiding Principal as well as Vice President of Adhivakta Parishad, Sri Rajendranji and Bhaskarji, senior advocates who are assembled here, law officers and many our own Karyakarta from various districts. It is my pleasure and pride to stand before you as an Adhivakta which connect nation first as a concept of advocate, that is instrument of connecting nationalism in the profession, that is called Adhivakta Parishad. The way we work with, wherever we go with as a legal professional, wherever possibility is there, we try to connect law as a core principle, even during our practice or during our outreach work or during our legal aid. It is a primary objective of Adhivakta Parishad is to capacitate advocates whoever having a mindset of strengthening patriotism mixed with professionalism, where our Adhivakta people are there. In fact, our Adhivakta means across the country, across the globe, we do operate 26 countries on the different name. Despite we are one of the world largest legal body in the world, that is again Adhivakta Parishad, and a large number of advocates who assembled in one platform that is aiming to support nationalism, again Adhivakta. Like that we have got a different structure, we have got a national level structure, state level structure, even IM wise work. There are many activities are taking place on the name of Adhivakta Parishad. For instance, Adhivakta now has been bifurcated in that is called nothing but IM or department wise. We have got a department now. And a single Adhivakta cannot work on his own. There is a national system to guide us, how to take it further. That kind of inspiration, source, everything, energy being given by the national driven force, being instrumental for each and every one of us. Therefore, when we started this movement in Tamil Nadu during the year 2012, hardly about 6 people. That is one of Major, our own Guru is sitting here as a national vice president who visited Tamil Nadu. That time I was here to I was made many questions. Now I stand before you to advocate, to profess, trying to connect new people into the system. This is how we grown up because of our senior Karyakarta put across in the ground after sufficient training. Now we are competent to play in any ground on the name of nationalism. That is our strength. Number 2, it is not merely speaking. It is a matter of in action that has been proved in Tamil Nadu. Many people in the initial stage hesitant to talk about Adhivakta Parishad because the name itself denotes that it is a northern word. Now there is no more northern word. That kind of recognition comes in because of our activity. It was penetrated into the society, the way which works. There are certain activities now, it is visible because a continuous training being given to the advocate to capacitate their building, and also there are many legal aid camp being adopted at rural and tribal areas. It is one of the component. Apart from that, even we are making several studies, that too particularly, that the court system, whatever infrastructure facilities available in the state, we have done one of the key pilot study which was presented before Chief Justice of India, and among one which you all know, Nilgiri district newly constructed court complex. that I don't want to go into detail those, because each and every Karyagata who are working in an ordinary Mafasal court, they are able to connect with the system and access to justice in a way, helping us speedy recovery as a part and partial of Adhivakta role is there, because Adhivakta will only advocate those who are having a court practice, not any other practice, just merely completing degree. That is a kind of, requirement of being a member of our Adhivakta Parishad. Therefore, we have been doing several activities like training, not only training of, updating legal knowledge. Apart from that, the legal system, how it works. For example, today there is a new law which is going to be enacted, where our role is there to give a feedback. It may be at state level or maybe at national level, at any level. We the people, the first people that is trying to criticize or suggesting few more suggestions for the welfare of the people. That is kind of capacity now we have, gained because of our national and many other player being a part and parcel of the event. To be very honest to tell you, this movement being initiated by 3, that is Jambavan of Supreme Court judges. Now there are many Jambavan become guiding forces. Even wherever we go, we'll take a support of those experienced legal luminaries are part and parcel of our force. Therefore, we have got a humble strength now to work any state. Like now we are able to succeed because of all your commitment in Tamil Nadu. That is been, everyone is watching us about our growth and other aspect, how we are dealing with the many other, including political arena. Though we are not associated with the any other political party, we are trying to connect with political system as well as legal arena. I never hesitate to tell you about today topic what we are celebrating on the name of Constitution. Constitution as connecting to culture. It is evident to say culture we cannot divide or take separate. What we have in the past our our elders lived in the country. It is about Dharma Shastra, which is nothing but a religious rituals. Now we are going again. The king who ruled the country, they got a system of how to manage a people, right from inheritance to family. And when family is any dispute, the Dharma Shastra has played a vital role before 2300 years. That has been documented. After the Mughal empires started coming here, there was a space like adopting new Muslims law also on the name of different spheres, different name. Whereas the system of justice delivery was there very well before this constitution. Therefore, we would like to expose those experienced persons who played a major role to enlightening justice in the not only country, in the South Asia. Therefore, the culture who written a different pictorial representation you are seeing here is nothing but we are invited those days to decorate our constitution in the form of cultural, pictorial representation. Therefore, now we are celebrating those days. Those days experience being definitely going to be instrumental for future day. I hope I cannot take encumbrance. Our Lordship going to deliver in this subject. Therefore, I conclude my speech with a request of whatever we are today enjoying, whatever today we are adorning our rule, everything comes from our own culture, nothing but any other country. The entire other countries now trying to learn from our own system, including constitution. If you go to the earlier, pre-AD period, now we can able to say that how India was in earlier, how Bharat was in earlier, that kind of scope will come very soon. That is achievement of connecting all South Asia day will become very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Babuji, for enlightening about our ABBS. Your brief report has enlightened everyone in the gathering. May I now request our National Vice President of Akhil Bharatiya Adhivakta Parishad, Sri R. Rajendran ji, to deliver speech on Akhil Bharatiya Adhivakta Parishad.
ചെന്നൈ ഉച്ചനീതിമன்றത്തിലെ എല്ലാ അധികൃത ബന്ധു ഭഗിനി എന്നോട് വണക്കം. Today we are assembled here to celebrate the Constitution Day, National Law Day. We know that November 26th is the day on which the Constituent Assembly has formally or officially adopted our Constitution. 2000 onwards, I mean for the last 25 years, Adhivakta Parishad is celebrating this day as National Law Day. From 2015, the government has declared this day as Samvidhan Divas. The same time at Kerala High Court Auditorium, the High Court unit of Kerala, they have organized a Law Day program in which the Kerala Governor, Sri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar, he is speaking there now in front of the Bharat Mata photo. Why I especially mentioned about Bharat Mata photo, you know, there was a controversy at Raj Bhavan when he put a Bharat Mata photo in a government function. The education minister boycotted the function by saying that I will not attend Bharat Mata in a program in which Bharat Mata photo is there. Some of the judges of Kerala High Court has also taken the same stand in today's program. And I received a message from our team. The governor openly criticized those who are reluctant to attend the program of governor at High Court. The role which I have been given is to tell something about Adhivakta Parishad. The name which mentioned here is Akhil Bharatiya Vazhakkaringaral Sangam. Adhivakta Parishad is an umbrella organization of those kind of nationalist lawyers organization. Here it is ABBS. In Kerala it is Bharatiya Abhimashaka Parishad. When we are going to Andhra Pradesh, it is Nyavadi Parishad. When you are going to Bengal, it is Democratic Lawyers Forum. Like throughout India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, now we are having our work from Supreme Court to Taluka level courts. Adhivakta Parishad is the biggest lawyers organization representing the largest numbers of lawyers in India. There is no other organization which is working throughout India other than Adhivakta Parishad. As said by Babu, when we have started in 2000 for celebrating this Law Day program, even the judges was unaware about the importance of 1949 November 26. My personal experience, when I met some judges in my center with a Law Day message, they were asked, what is the importance of November 26? Because January 26 is the Republic Day, but they were unaware about the importance of November 26. Today, throughout India, legal services authorities, High Court, district courts, government, everyone is celebrating November 26 as Law Day or Samvidhan Divas only because of Adhivakta Parishad. Today there are some photographs are there in front of you. The pictures from the original constitution. Original constitution means which has been adopted by the Constituent Assembly on November 26, 1949. There was an exhibition organized by our team at Kerala High Court yesterday and today. With these pictures, 28 pictures are there in the Constitution. And for granting permission of that RTM of High Court within the premises of the High Court building, the Registrar General asked you to see, he wants to see the pictures which you are going to exhibit. Then our people brought the Constitution, the original Constitution to the Registrar General. He is a district judge. He has got wondered. Is this our constitution? He was asking, is this our constitution? This kind of pictures are there in our constitution. See, some 4 or 5 years back, in my center, when we have exhibited the original constitution there, one High Court judge, later he became the Supreme Court judge, he was visiting my center. Then he came to Bar Association. He has seen the constitution. He was also wondering, is this our constitution? Then he said, even in our High Court, there is no constitution. We will ask our registrar to purchase a constitution. I don't know in Tamil Nadu High Court whether there is the original constitution copy is there or not. I don't know. So this is the situation. Huh? Illa. Yes. They are on personal property because in Kerala High Court also yesterday when our team visited one judge, he was keeping a copy of constitution in his chamber. Justice Viju Abraham. He was keeping a copy. But others don't know. Why? Why Adivakta Parishad started to celebrate November 26 as Law Day? So in order to inculcate the culture of Bharat among the lawyers. See, Adivakta Parishad is a lawyers organization, but it is not a trade union of lawyers. We are not working for the lawyers fraternity alone. See the motto, it is there, Nyaya Mama Dharma. That's our principle. Justice to all. Justice to the common man. Justice to the man who is standing in the last line, for which we are working for the last 30 years. That's why the society, the lawyers fraternity, they have accepted Adivakta Parishad. Today, as I said, we are having our unit activities from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We are conducting several programs like this. We are celebrating January 12th as Vivekananda Jayanti, International Youth Day. We are celebrating March 8th, International Women's Day. We are organizing program on Ambedkar Jayanti, April 14th, to send a message of Samukya Samarasata. And on the other side, we are conducting, there are projects like Nayakendra. The purpose of Nayakendra is to ensure justice to the common man. It's a free legal aid center. The needy people, the poor people who are not able to go to the court. Because nowadays, there are several projects are there to get justice to the common man. But nowadays, justice is very costly. See, last month, one of my colleagues from Mysore, she called me. Her one partition appeal came to Supreme Court. Sir, it started in 1908. The partition suit filed before the Mysore Municipal Court in 1908. Then, 1975. Then it went to District Court, High Court, now it went to Supreme Court. Why she called me? She needs a lawyer at Supreme Court. She mentioned a name, that particular lawyer's name, because he is from Kerala only. Then I spoke to the junior of that particular lawyer. Then his juniors told me that, sir, I don't know whether your party is able to afford my senior, because he is collecting 9 lakhs rupees per sitting. 9 lakhs rupees per sitting. That's why I said, justice is highly costly today. That's why Adivakta Parishad is conducting Nayakendra for ensuring justice to the common man. Our free legal aid team is working throughout Bharat for helping them, the poor people, the needy people. Another project is study circle. As you know, the purpose of study circle to enhance the legal knowledge of our youngsters. Lawyers are always, we are discharging 3 kinds of duties. We are settled family members. We are having our responsibility to our family, our mother, father, children, wife. Second, we are discharging our duty to the clients. Third, discharging our duty to the nation. Being the part of discharging that duty, we are sitting here. As working with Adivakta Parishad means you are serving the society. You are serving the society means you are serving the nation. So to enrich the legal knowledge of youngsters, not only the youngsters, because lawyers are always students. Every day, every second, new and new judgments are coming. When we are sitting in a court for arguing a case with the latest judgments, and when we are arguing, suddenly another judgment came, just reversing the settled position. Nowadays, there are in tip of finger, it is there. So as and when the judgment is delivered at Supreme Court, it will reach to us. So that is the stage. So lawyers are always students. So the study circle is for the purpose of enhancing the legal knowledge of our lawyers and especially junior lawyers. Today the subject is cultural constitution. Why Adhivakta Parishad has decided to organize this year? Every year there is a theme for the program. This year from throughout India we have decided the theme will be the cultural constitution, or otherwise the cultural nationalism in Indian constitution. Just see the pictures of that constitution. Then you will understand why we have selected this topic. What is our culture? Bharat is the only country which is having a culture of thousands and thousands of years. Our culture evolved through the Vedas, Idihasas, Smridis, like. Culture is a distinct one. Say for example, in Tamil Nadu, you will address a 6 months female child by a 80-year-old man. Ennamma, illaya, appadi illa. Amma nu kupuduva. That's a concept. This concept is there. And in our constitution, when you are going through our constitution, you can understand. There are so many pictures. Ashoka's empire, Buddhist centers, Mahatma Gandhi picture. Like 28 pictures are there in the constitution which showing the various type of incidents and the style of our culture. You know the preamble of our constitution, because why I am especially telling about this. Today Babu was telling me, after exhibiting this picture of constitution, you know the original constitution, the preamble of the original constitution, there is no word socialism and secularism. It has been incorporated during emergency by Mrs. Gandhi. And why this is incorporated or why it was not incorporated? Do you think that the framers of our constitution like Dr. Ambedkar, Rajendra Prasad, K. Munshi or Jawaharlal Nehru was unaware about our culture or unaware about our secular fabric? Why that word was not included in the constitution? Have you ever seen in front of a labor room, that labor room in bracket, ladies only? No, it's not needed. This country has our own history and culture of secularism. The word dharma, can you ever seen equivalent to a word anywhere in the world? The word dharma. What is dharma? The duty towards others. That is dharma. The Muslims, Christians who came to Bharat for business or anything, they have constructed their mosque as well as church in where the present kings were granted plots, places for constructing this mosque or church. We never discriminated anyone on the basis of caste, religion or gender. This Bharat is known for Ardhanarishara. Like, this is our culture. So that's why our formers of our constitution, They didn't incorporate the word secular in the constitution because it is in our blood. It's a part of our culture. It's not necessary to announce, I am secular, I am secular. Not necessary. In my behavior it is there. In my culture it is there. And socialism. Socialism is, what is socialism? All are equal before law. All are equal. There is no discrimination on wealth or anything else. See, what is Ramarajya? Gandhiji is a strong profounder of Ramarajya Sankalpa. What is Ramarajya? In Ramarajya, there is no discrimination. That is socialism. The fundamental right starts with the photograph of Rama, Lakshmana and Sita who is returning from Lanka to Bharat. So where there is a concept of Ramarajya, there is no need of putting the word socialism. We are always inclusive, not exclusive. We never said that. You worship this only. We never said. You can worship Rama, Lakshmana, Krishna, Allah, Yeshu. Always we are saying everything will goes to one. Here are some, I think that cameraman is an Ayyappa Swami. He is going to Sabarimala. When you are reaching Sabarimala, after stepping the 18 steps, there is a big board, Tattvamasi. What is that? The word Tattvamasi, the word means, it is you. Our concept is that we are all particles of God. Muppatti Mukkodi. Clear? Valsala madam? Tamil engna parayan theriyadu. That much of gods are there. We have worshipped water, air, wind, and that culture is there. We never said that this alone is correct, this alone is truth. We never said. Everything is truth. All are correct. But it must be based on dharma. Purushartha irukala. 4 Purushartha. Dharmartha kama moksha. Dharmam, artham, kamam, moksham. We never hesitated anything. Who written Kama Shastra? One of the biggest sexual book which was written by a Muni of Bharat, Valsyaina. So you can attain Kama and Artha through Dharma, then you can attain Moksha. That is our concept. So these are all developed from a culture. That culture evolved through so many years. And sometimes the people thought that Bharat in previous days, it's not a country, we don't have any culture, there is no nationalism. Nothing, sir. In previous days, there was no proper this road facility. Even though that, the people who are living in the villages, Ganga Mata is their God. Their ultimate ambition was to go to Ganga and get a dip, irrespective of distance, religion or anything. So this is our culture. But unfortunately, nowadays, the people who are preaching against the Dharma, against the Rajya. Someone will ask, what is Sanatana Dharma? These are all Sanatana Dharma, sir. When you go through the constitution, there is fundamental duties are there. You just go through that. That alone shows the culture of this nation. We are believing not in rights, we are believing in duties. When I am discharging my duty towards Babu, then the Babu's rights will be protected. And if Babu is discharging his duty towards me, my rights will be protected. If a mother discharges duty towards his children, the children's right will be protected. And if the children is discharging his duty towards his mother, the mother's right will be protected. This is our concept. That's why in directory principles and fundamental duties, our framers of our constitution, they have incorporated these things in our constitution. These things are reflecting the culture of this Bharat. And Adhivakta Parishad is always trying to propagate, inculcate this culture among the lawyers and among the society. I hope the High Court unit of Madras now our honorable judge is here, he will
Rajendran ji for briefing various terminologies used in ABAP across India and also about the
I solemnly swear to uphold the principles of justice, liberty and equality, fostering a society based on equity and fairness, ensure the protection and upliftment of the marginalized and vulnerable sections of society, including women, children and the underprivileged. Promote a uniform civil code for all the citizens, ensuring a unified and just legal framework across the nation. Take steps to prohibit the consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs harmful to health, fostering a society free from liquor abuse. Protect cows and other animals, promoting their welfare as part of our cultural heritage and economic importance. I take this oath with full dedication, pledging to uphold these principles for the betterment of our nation and its people. Vande Mataram.
Be seated now. Thank you, sir. May I now request the Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice V. Lakshmi Narayanan, Judge, High Court of Madras, to address the audience on cultural constitutionalism. I request the audience to give a round of applause.
Namaskaram. Respected Shri R. Rajendran, National President, Vice President, ABAP, Dr. G. Babu, A.R.L. Sundaresan, Learned Solicitor General for India, and dignitaries often on the bench. I am delighted to be a part of this 76th Constitution Day celebration being organized by the Akhil Bharatiya Vazhakkaringal Sangam. The topic that I was asked to deliver a speech on by Dr. Babu when I asked him was cultural constitutionalism. The topic is as wide as the universe itself, especially when we speak about it in Indian context. Yet I will make an attempt to compare the statement of Newton, I will be a child who will pick up a couple of grains of the sand in the entire Marina Beach, which is equivalent to the understanding of cultural constitutionalism. Before I go into the topic, as pointed out by Sri Rajendran, we should understand why we are celebrating it. 26th of November, that is tomorrow, was selected as Samvidhan Divas, and because it was on that day that the Constituent Assembly adopted the Constitution. It was not till 2015 that officially it was decided to be a day to advance the values, to celebrate the day, to advance the values enshrined in the Constitution, honor and appreciate the monumental efforts taken by those who framed our country's basic political and legal document. On this day, we must rededicate ourselves to maintain and uphold the core values of justice, social, economic, political, liberty of thought and actions, equality across the several divisions of the society and polity, and fraternity amongst all those who live under the protection of the Indian flag. A mere recitation of the preamble does not do justice to the noteworthiness of this day. We have to assimilate the values of the Constitution and endeavor to achieve the goals set forth in Part 4 and Part 4A, which was pointed out by Sri Rajendran as the fundamental duties in the Constitution of India. Having stated these preliminaries, let me now touch upon the topic of today. What is meant by culture? It is a set of shared values, beliefs, customs, practices, art forms, rituals, very wide, social norms, and languages which create a society. To give an example, a person who is in Kashmir might speak in Kashmiri, which is one end of the country, and on the other, a person would be conversing in Tamil or Malayalam. Similarly, going to the west, it will be Gujarati, and traveling right across, it will be in Tibeto-Burman language of Arunachal Pradesh. Yet, we should not forget the unity of our diverse culture and beliefs. Above all, on this day, we have to remind ourselves that our culture binds us together and all of us are Indians. I would look at it as a student of law. I would also look at cultural constitutionalism as the positive side of the Constitution. Constitution law, as understood wearing the Western spectacles, means division of powers between the various bodies. These are two fundamentals, all of you are too well aware. Yet, under our Constitution, the people are the sovereign. The political sovereign is the book itself, and it ensures that power is not vested in one single authority, which, as history across all nations has shown, has led only to anarchy and despotism. Cultural constitution is not about division of powers. Promote and provide opportunities for cultural exchanges and expressions. It also encourages participation and exchange of ideas between several cultures which constitute this nation. In a country like ours, where there is a change in dialect, when one travels 100 kilometers, it remains the duty of the state. When I mean the state, I mean both the state and the central government, the union, to ensure that the cultural constitutionalism is practiced across the nation. Instilling a sense of pride in one's culture will not break down the nation. I can feel proud that I am a Tamilian, but when one culture claims superiority over the other, it lays the road to destruction of the nation. If cultural constitution is actively practiced, no one individual part of this wide and beautiful country can claim it is superior to the rest. Cultural constitution also involves that it does not fall foul, any action does not fall foul of fundamental rights, while recognizing a custom, especially when it concerns the rights of the indigenous citizens of this nation, namely the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, in relation to their land, resources, and if permissible, to self-governance itself. I would also like to invite, because since the topic is so wide, I have to just skim on the provisions. I would also like to point out a separate chapter which is called the transitory provisions, which applies to Telangana, Kashmir, Nagaland, Mizoram, etc. This provision was included as an indication that the culture of these states will be protected for a temporary period of time till they assimilate themselves into this nation. If the custom that is practiced in those parts or in any other part of the nation falls foul of part 3, then it becomes the duty of the court to declare that such custom and usage, even though having the force of law, as is contrary to part 3 and shall be void. This shows the constitution itself recognizes that certain aspects of custom in our country becomes a part of implementation by court as long as it doesn't affect the fundamental rights. The provision, another provision I would like to point out, a very unique provision in our constitution is Article 331. Under this provision, representation is given to the Anglo-Indian community in the House of the People. This is an indication that our constitution makers, while rejecting each and every one of them rejected the concept of English dominance over us, accepted that those who have followed certain practices of the colonial masters should be accepted and adopted along with their lifestyle in this new country, which was created in 1950. I should point out that cultural constitution, while keeping the nation together, acknowledges the society's multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and multi-linguistic nature. To give an example, one might refer to the oft-repeated provisions of Articles 25 to 30. But let me ask myself this question, and I'll give you my answer also. Are these all Western ideas? My answer is absolutely no. I did a very cursory study of the Indian books. The principles of equality and Indian culture are not strangers. Vedic scriptures, I will only quote 3. It's too wide. Vedic scriptures speak about equality. Rig Veda, you can note the sloka number 560.5 declares, no one is superior or inferior to another, and all grow together for their mutual prosperity. The Atharvana Veda also states, the whole world lives in a single nest. The Upanishads too suggest inherent divinity and equality in all by citing Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Our texts not only speak about equality in this transitory world, but also mention about it at the spiritual level. The constitutional value of justice is akin to Dharma and Nyaya. It was the king's duty, Raja Dharma, to uphold Dharma and ensure Nyaya, a task much more difficult than what is faced by judges today, as we decide cases in accordance with law, which might or might not in the final aspect lead to justice. The concept of rule of law is also not Western. The Upanishads declare that law is the king of kings, which is far more rigid and powerful than they are, and there is nothing higher than the law. The Magna Carta is often cited by those who would say that as early as in July 1215, equality was guaranteed to all in England. Read the Magna Carta carefully again. It guaranteed equality between the nobles and judgment among peers It did not grant equality to everyone, which was, as I pointed out earlier, as stated in the Upanishads. Let me go slightly to Greece. Aristotle too only suggested that law must govern all the citizens. While we are enamored with Thomas Paine's book Common Sense, where he stated that in America law as the king is the absolute government and king is the law, so too in free countries law ought to be the king and there ought to be no other than the law. Centuries or rather millennia before Paine, our ancestors declared supremacy of the law is the core of Rajadharma. Therefore, equality, rule of law are not something unknown to the Indian culture. The concept of welfare state also is not alien. I am specifically referring to part 4. To respect all paths. Sadly, 150 years of English colonialism has moved us away from our roots and has made us believe that whatever comes from the West is good and what is homegrown need not be necessarily followed. Our constitution makers were not only experts in Western philosophies but were also well versed in Indian concepts. It was with these noble thoughts that the constitution makers drafted our constitution. I now move to religious rights. India has not been a birthplace of just one religion. It is the birthplace of Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. It also gave sufficient room to those practicing Judaism. We still see synagogues in Kerala, and the existence of fire temples across the country shows our ancestors accepted Zoroastrianism also as a part of our vibrant culture. India has always believed that we should have mutual respect to one another's religion, as we believe that the road might be several, but all roads finally lead to the same divinity. India believed that knowledge should come from all directions, as we have seen in Rig Veda, and not from one culture, faith, or belief alone. In my humble view, it is this seed which was planted by our ancestors which has grown into the mighty tree that we see in Articles 25 to 30 of the Constitution. Cultural constitutionalism requires an understanding of the Constitution not merely as a political document, dividing powers between the bodies, but as something beyond the nation's customs, beliefs, philosophies, and heritage. It is on account of, I'm going to refer to these plates now, it is on account of such deep understanding of our constitution makers that when the original draft, it is still available in the Parliament House in Delhi, when it was written, art and calligraphy were incorporated by Acharya Nandalal Bose. He led a team of gifted artists from across the country, particularly from Shantiniketan in West Bengal. Every page of India's constitution shows the journey that she has gone through. It starts with the seal of Mohenjo-daro. Several pages are dedicated to the events which are narrated in Ramayana and Mahabharata. Motifs depicting incidents in the life of Buddha, Mahavira, Ashoka, Mughals, and not to forget our own Cholas. The artist did not want its citizens to forget those who fought against the British. Hence, dedicated several pages to the life of Rani Lakshmibai, Mahatma Gandhi, and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. This original constitution, signed by the constitution makers, is preserved at the Parliament Library in New Delhi, is an example of the reverence this nation paid to its past in form of varying cultures and beliefs to what made this Bharat is. Though the Constitution speaks about self-reliance, this is something which I have been thinking about for a very long time. For some unknown reasons, at least for the past couple of decades, much reliance is placed upon by lawyers and others, inducing judges to refer to authorities from England and also from America. I'm going to give an example later as to why America is such a bad example to follow for us. Instances for references to other countries like Uganda, Singapore, Malaysia are not unknown. Yet, should our stakeholders give priority to a verdict that has come in settings of those nations and attempted to be inserted in this country? It is here that I would entirely agree with the views that was voiced by my good brother G.R. Swaminathan, a copy which Dr. Babu gave me in the 16th conference of the Advaita Parishad at Kurukshetra. It is time we developed an Indian jurisprudence which is in line with our culture, beliefs and notions. Now coming to America, why I say it is a bad example. To telescope the views of American judges into Indian Constitution will lead to a situation of converting our basic and cultural book into one reflecting the aspirations with which their Constitution was written. While our Constitution was born with a declaration of justice, socio-political, economic and equality and fraternity to all, the same cannot be said about the American Constitution. It is one of the constitutions before the amendment, the famous Civil Rights Amendment, which recognized slavery. It is easy for all of you. Go and see Article 1 and Article 4 of the Constitution of America when it was originally written in 1787. It will refer not only to 3/4 people, not full human beings, 3/4 people, but it also ensured that slavery was protected, and if a slave ran away from a state as in a unit which recognized slavery to a state which did not recognize slavery to escape to freedom, it was, the Constitution said, it is the duty of those in the free state to catch hold of this gentleman, catch hold of the slave, he is a property after all in America, and bring him back and hand him over to the owner. Now, should we, and when did all this change? It changed only in December of 1865 when they adopted the 13th, 14th and 15th Amendment, and that too after a war which really nearly tore the country across. Now, should we adopt American principles to our Constitution, or even the English principles which believed in the superiority over the others, is for all of you to think before citing judgments. While we should, I'm not saying throw out all those books. We should encourage dialogues between our constitutional model and theirs. We can learn from their best practices. It should not be at the cost of altering our own jurisprudence. In fact, the concept of basic structure, which is so much spoken about, was not a concept which was born in India. It is on record. Palkiwala got an article written by a German professor in 1967, used it in 1973, and that became a part of our Constitution. Now, Germany believed in a basic structure because Hitler came to power in 30s, utilizing the Constitution, and the first thing he did was to gut the Constitution. Yet again, I leave it to you, I just mulling it over, leave it for your mulling. India has always been a leader of ideas and philosophies. Let not India be reduced to a level of being borrowers of others' ideas. I have troubled you enough for the day. Whatever I have spoken today, I hope will give enough thought which will lead to better expression and lead a Bharat to its goal, which ensures principles of the preamble which are expounded in the Constitution. Before I complete, after I dictated this article to one of my research law assistants, she came up with a lovely poem. I thought, her name is Brini Sam, I thought I should read it out. Sudindram endra தீப்பொறி தேசத்தில் எரிந்தபோது அதற்கு வடிவம் தந்தது அரசியல் சாசன சட்டம். இந்த புத்தகம் வழக்கறிஞர்கள் மட்டும் படிக்க வேண்டியதல்ல, ஒன்றல்ல. இது இந்தியாவின் நூல் ஒரு குடிமகனும் அறிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டிய உரிமை குரல். இதை நான் படிப்பது என் கடமை, மதிப்பது என் மரியாதை, செயல்படுத்துவது என் பொறுப்பு. சட்டத்தின் புத்தகம் அல்ல இது, ஜனநாயகத்தின் உயிர். I found such a wonderful expression, and I think all credit should go to, and she's a very young mind, she's just 21 years odd, and the understanding that she has at this age, I did not till I read this. Anyway, so I hope that we stop aping the Western ideas. Yes, we will borrow if necessary, and if it fits into our cultures. Otherwise, it will be a situation of fitting a square peg in a round hole, leaving enough gaps for our constitutional values to vanish. Thank you.
I request the audience to give a round of applause for the wonderful speech by our Lordship. Thank you so much, Your Lordship, for patiently enunciating every facet of the cultural aspect of our Constitution. Thank you for enlightening the positive aspect of constitutionalism, the necessity as not to show superiority of one over the other across the various cultures. Thank you once again for comparing Vedas with cultural constitution. May I now request Secretary of ABBS, Madras High Court Unit, Srimati S. Shalini, to propose vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries, learned seniors, and the learned members of the bar, and the members of the Madras High Court Unit, on behalf of all of you, I take this opportunity to thank His Lordship, Mr. Justice V. Lakshmi Narayanan, for delivering his chief guest address. Over the past 2 weeks, we had been doing intensive research over the cultural constitutionalism for the purpose of preparing the literature and decor which is the backdrop of this program. And only today, after listening to His Lordship, do we truly realize the real depth and the nuances of the term. Thank you, Your Lordship, for guiding us. We thank our learned senior advocate, learned additional solicitor general of India, Shri A.R.L. Sundaresan. Sir, you are an idol to most of us. It is a privilege for having the oath administered by you. We thank Shri R. Rajendran, our National Vice President at ABAP. He is a visionary and a stalwart in our organization. We need no introduction to him. Likewise, thank you, sir, for traveling across the country for presiding over this function. We thank our very own State General Secretary, Dr. G. Babu, for giving a brief report on ABBS. It is safe to say, and quite fair to say, that he is a mentor to most members of our Madras High Court Unit. And thank you, sir, for guiding us on this path. I would also like to thank the members of the press for being here. We'd like to thank our State President, K. Bhaskarji, who is amongst us. Learned seniors, Senior Advocate Ravi ji is here with us, and Senior Advocate N.L. Raja ji was here. The members of the Bar Association, Thiruvengadam ji, Sushrinivasan ji, and Kumaraguru ji. Sorry ji, I should have mentioned you earlier. And the learned members of the bar, and the members of the ministry as well. Thank you one and all wish you a very happy Constitution Day. And a special thanks goes to Advocate Nityashri and Sivashruti for singing the invocation song. And a special mention goes to the members of my unit for their tireless efforts for making this program a grand success. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा